Hi, everyone. Sorry I'm not with you today. We are going to continue with our notes, so you should be looking at where we left off yesterday in your packet with solving equations with variables on both sides. Should look just like what you see here on the screen. Now, yesterday we did solve equations with variables on both sides. We're going to add one little step, which is going to be to simplify one or both sides of the equation before you start to solve. Now, our first step, as always, we're going to draw our line through the equal sign. And if you look on the left side of the equation, you'll see that we have parentheses. What we're going to do is cancel or get rid of the parentheses by doing our distributive property. To distribute, we're going to take the number on the outside of the parentheses and multiply it with everything on the inside of the parentheses. So 2 times x is going to give me 2x, and 2 times 5 is going to give me 10. There's nothing to simplify on the right side of the equation, so I'm just going to bring down the x minus 10. This leaves us where we were yesterday. We see variables on both sides. You know you can't solve it with variables on both sides, so you need to cancel either the variables on the left or the right. Either way will work. We did say it's easier to cancel the smaller number, so let's cancel the 1x over here on the right. To cancel a positive 1x, we need to subtract 1x from the x's on both sides of the equation. Now, 2x's minus 1x will leave me with just 1x. You don't need to write the 1 in front. Bring down the plus 10. We canceled the x's over here on the right. So we just bring down the negative 10 that's left. Now all I need to do to get this x by itself is to get rid of the 10 I'm adding to it. So to cancel the add 10, we're going to subtract 10 from both sides. And when I do that, x is by itself. Negative 10 minus 10 is negative 20. So there's our answer, x equals negative 20. Okay, next example. You see we have parentheses over here on the left again. So let's draw our line through the equal sign. And to get rid of the parentheses, we're just going to distribute the 12 to the 2w and the negative 3. So 12 times 2w will give me 24w. And 12 times negative 3 will give me negative 36. Nothing to simplify over here on the right, so we just bring down the 6w. Next, we need to move all the variables to one side. We could either cancel the 24w's or the 6w's. Since there's nothing else over here with the 6w, I'm going to go ahead and just move the 24w to that side. So to cancel a positive 24w, we need to subtract 24w. When I do that, I'm left with negative 36 equals 6 minus 24, which is negative 18 w's. My last step, to get rid of the negative 18 that I'm multiplying with w, I need to divide by negative 18 on both sides. 18 goes into 36 2 times, and we know 2 negatives make a positive, so 2 equals w, and there's our answer. Let's look at our next example. Oops. All right, draw your line through the equal sign. And again, get rid of the parentheses. So go ahead and distribute that 2 out with me and see how you do. Okay, you should have ended up with 2n minus 6 on the left. Bring down the 4n plus 1 on the right. Now we have to cancel either the 2n or the 4n. We'll go with the 2n because it's my smaller number. So I'm going to subtract 2n from each side of my equation. The 2n's in the left are canceled, so we just bring down the negative 6 equals 4n minus 2n gives me 2n, and bring down your plus 1. Now, n's over here on the right side, and we want to get rid of what I'm adding or subtracting 2n. So to get rid of what I'm adding, which is 1, I'm going to subtract 1. And I got to do that to both sides. Negative 6 minus 1 will give me negative 7. So I have negative 7 equals 2n. Now I need to get rid of the 2 that I'm multiplying with n, so I'm just going to divide by 2 on both sides here. And negative 7 does not divide by 2 evenly, so we can just leave it as this mixed or this improper fraction, negative 7 halves. So we're going to say negative 7 over 2, or negative 7 halves, equals n, and that's our answer. All right. Let's do another example here. Your last example will do for your notes today, okay? This time you'll see in example number 3, we have parentheses on both sides of the equal sign. That means we need to simplify both sides. So go ahead and start by simplifying the left. Do your distributive property. Distribute the 2. So 2 times 4z will give us 8z, and 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. Now we need to simplify the right side as well, so we're going to distribute the 3. 3 times z is 3z, and 3 times 2 is 6. Once you've simplified both sides, we're back to what we did yesterday. You need to cancel the 8z or the 3z. I will go with the 3z because it's smaller. So to get rid of a positive 3z, I'm going to subtract 3z, and then I have to subtract 3z from the z's on the left side as well. Now, 8z's minus 3z's will leave me with 5z. Bring down the minus 2. Equals, we canceled the z's over here on the right, so all I have left is a 6. Next, we get rid of the addition and subtraction. So I'm going to get rid of the subtract 2 by adding 2 to each side. So now I'm left with 5z equals 6 plus 2, which is 8. Now the opposite of multiplying by 5 is to divide. So to get rid of that 5, we're going to divide by 5. And again, it doesn't divide evenly, and that's okay. We can just leave it as that improper fraction, 8 over 5. So we're going to say z equals 8 divided by 5, or 8/5, and that's our answer.